Well, Social Security is riddled with misconceptions, and believing them leads to some costly mistakes. But now we have Colin Evans of Evans Financial here with us to talk about what myths surround Social Security and the truths that you should know. Good to see you here, Colin.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, let's talk about these myths. One of the myths basically is that the Social Security covers everything. What will it actually cover? Because it's not everything, right?
Well, you know, and that's really can be a myth that sometimes when people are going into retirement, it's like, Social Security, and this might take care of me in retirement. And that, you know, I want to tell people, pump the brakes. You know, we need to pump the brakes. Social Security is not designed to be your complete retirement. It's designed to be a part of it. Okay. And really, when we're looking at the kind of the average across the board, Social Security is going to cover about 40% of what your salary was when you're working. Okay. So in that instance, you've got to be turning into, did I have a pension? Did I have a 401k? Did I have savings elsewhere? That's where we also have to look. This is a piece of your retirement portfolio, not the whole part.
Okay, that's good to know. 40%. So it's not 95%.
It's not. No, it is not. It is not.
So a lot of people believe that people retire around the same age. What factors play into that myth? Because we've talked before here, people retire at all different ages. If you're financially set at 50, you can be out, you know?
You absolutely can. And we were looking at what, you know, Uncle Sam considers, and they've changed the rules over the last couple of years, but they consider full retirement age now age 67. So anybody born after 1960 and forward. The thing is, though, if you can, as you can take Social Security earlier, however, the earlier you take it can actually decrease that benefit up to 35%. The longer you delay it, that benefit will ratchet up about 8% every year, all the way up to age 70, which is the last year that you can take, and you can take the full amount at age 70. That's when you're really maximizing the most that you can get. Okay,
so are the benefits being taxed? Is that part of the deal?
So, you know, especially when this was part of Trump's campaign. We heard this one big, we're not taxing Social Security. Well, there's a little yes and no. They actually opened up the parameters and opened up the income a little bit further, and by widening that allowed some people to not pay taxes on it. However, Social Security can be taxed up to 85%. It depends on the income thresholds for the year, and what you're bringing home is going to determine how much of your Social Security is going to be taxed. That is just something that, want to make that clear, because again, when we had, President Trump was running around kind of on the campaign trail, like, we're not taxing Social Security. Well, that kind of gave a little bit of a misnomer for people thinking that, and that's not fully the case. While there was some changes made, and a lot of people did get some benefit with reduced or even no tax on Social Security, that didn't cover everybody.
Gotcha. Well, what is your reality check for those watching? What's the reality check?
That reality check is, this really needs to be some part of your plan. You need to plan this with, what am I taking home with a pension? What am I taking home with a 401k? Am I making sure, what is my wife taking home, or my spouse? I need to look at theirs, because this needs to play a part of it as well, and put all these in together, because the strategies involved in this, we need to mitigate taxes the best that we can, and by putting all of these together, work with a tax person, work with an advisor, work with that professional, so you can get some third-party advice that's non-biased.
Yeah. You need to get some help with that, so that you're in a great position once you decide to retire, right?
Yeah, before you pull that trigger, let's make sure that we got all the ducks in a row.
All right, Colin, good to see you. Great tips again. Thanks, my friend.
Thanks for having us.